right, welcome back. I just wanted to record this very quick video to address some concerns out there, and I think also maybe a sharing of knowledge between us writers to understand what our rights are. So in this video, I'm going to talk about whether ChatGPT is allowed for writers, specifically screenwriters. So I'm going to dive right in. It's going to be a pretty quick video. The short answer is yes. ChatGPT is allowed for screenwriters. If you look at my screen, I'll kind of address this right away. The easiest way to find this out, if you're a screenwriter, is to go to the Writers Guild of America, type in Writers Guild of America policy on AI. That would be a good Google search to do. And right away will pop up this artificial intelligence page that the Writers Guild has made. This AI was one of the policy points that was discussed in the writer's strike that happened during 2023, which many people have heard of and affected a lot of people's ability to work because we were striking throughout that year. And that was both the actors and the writers who were striking. But eventually they did come to an agreement after about 8 or 9 months, almost a whole year of non-work. And ultimately their policy is written on the website. I'm just gonna skim it. But basically the gist of it is yes, AI is absolutely allowed. Here, if you go to point number 1, 2, 3, it'll say right here where I'm highlighting it, a writer can choose to use AI when performing writing services if the company consents and the writer follows any applicable company policies, right? Now there are a lot more details that you can get into. I'll give you a very high level on it really quickly. And that's essentially what the writers wanted to strike for, was to make sure that companies like studios wouldn't be able to use their work to train without their consent, which is something that was agreed to, and they wouldn't be forced to write using scripts that were generated by AI or being forced to use AI. And that was another thing that was agreed. So they cannot be forced to use AI. They can use AI if that's part of the company policy, but it does need to be disclosed, and all parties need to be in agreement that they're using AI. So it's double consent, essentially. As the writer, you need to let, if you're writing for a studio, you need to let that studio know that you've used AI to assist or, as part of your writing. And then the other way around, if the studio is giving you, for example, a script and they're asking you to rewrite it, they need to disclose if AI was used during it. Because if, let's say you're a writer who wants to stay very pure and traditional, and you don't want to use AI at all, they don't want to create a situation where now a writer has rewritten another script that was handed to them by the studio or by a producer, and inadvertently now they're working on something that's been generated by AI. So that is the policy. Yes, you can use AI. Be aware of your rights. Go to the Writers Guild and you can read up further on it. The website is listed right here. I'm actually gonna take a look real quick through. I did go further to ask a few questions to ChatGPT just to clarify some questions that you may have. The Writers Guild of America, although it's called the Writers Guild, no, it does not cover novel writers. That's the Authors Guild, right? And just a quick answer for novelists, yes, you're also allowed to use AI. That's also part of the Authors Guild policy, which you can go and look up. Next question, is ChatGPT allowed for screenwriters? Yes, we said. And then a few considerations, though, to consider. According to the guidelines, is AI cannot be credited as the writer. So if you're turning in a script and you've used AI and you've written, you've significantly changed it or you've done whatever, and then AI is responsible for a portion of it as well. It's not like you're gonna need to credit and be able to say, oh, Darian Donju is a writer, and then like AI, ChatGPT is the co-writer or something like that. AI cannot be credited as a co-author, co-writer, or anything according to the Writers Guild. Furthermore, you want to be careful about copyright concerns because, as you know, AI generated content has been trained on works that have come in the past through the internet and all of those different kinds of things. And so you do want to take be aware of that, and it's very much recommended that you use it as a potentially a drafting tool or a structuring tool, but that you significantly go in and do rewrites. Now let's talk about that where it comes to copyright, because that would be like the next question. Can a fully AI generated script be copywritten? So like imagine that there's a script you didn't do any writing on, it's just completely generated. The answer is no. That script cannot be copyrighted under US law. If you want to copyright a script that you've used AI to assist you on, you do need to have a significant amount of human authorship that can be traced and can be proven. So essentially, you could use AI as the tool, work out a draft, have it be your typist and get it out there, kind of quickly to a draft, but you should certainly go back in and rewrite significant portions and put your own authorship onto it if you want to be considered for copyright. All right. You can read more about that, but I just want to make this a quick, short answer so we do understand our rights. And then the other question is, I think I just answered, is if you use it, how much is significantly? So let's talk about what significantly might be. And then you can see my screen here. AI generates the outline, the human contribution, rewrites the plot, adds complex character arcs, some unique settings, emotional subplots that redefine the story's themes. You introduce original dialogue, relationships, backstory for the protagonist. These are some of the things that are considered significantly contributing to the final script. And an example of minimal contribution, which would not be considered significant, would be changing character names, rearranging the AI generated scenes into just a different order, so you haven't really rewritten anything, but you're just reordering it, or fixing minor grammar mistakes. That is considered minimal. So that just gives you a kind of a thumbs, whatever you want to call it, whatever the saying is, a thumbs eye view. Let's call it that. I'm making up my own sayings now. It's a thumbs eye view of what's considered minimal versus what is considered significant, and in between there, in the end, that would probably be up to a court of law if somebody were to challenge you on it, but that should give you a pretty good guideline to understanding that. And then another question that I know has come up and is going to come up, and I want to just address right away, is how would the Copyright Office even know if you used AI if you don't claim that you used AI when submitting the work for copyright? So this comes into questions of ethics, morals, and legality, which are different things. So let me start from an ethical and moral point of view. From an ethical and moral point of view, you should claim, as any honest and person who's a writer, if you know that AI contributed a significant portion of something that you've written, then you should claim that AI. You should say that when you're submitting it. And as we said, as long as you're making clear what your contribution was, which is significant, and what the AI contribution was, which was not necessarily, as significant, then, you're still going to be valid for copyright. So you should just tell the truth and say, hey, I wrote this, I used AI to assist, and this is what it is, right? So that's ethically and morally. From just a practical point of view, the Copyright Office is not scanning these things and trying to check for copyright at this time. So basically, they're going off what you submit. So any of the cases that you've seen out there, where people have, been denied, or, it's been said doesn't have right to be copywritten, it's because the person who was submitting it was honest and admitted that they used AI when they were generating that work, whether that be a written work or whether that be an artistic work, which also has very similar rules. So the point of it is that the other part is the legal aspect, right? If you were to submit something and not disclose that you used AI, and then you were to sell that script, for example, to studio that then produces and distributes it, and then at some later date it is revealed that major portions of the script were done by AI when you claimed that this was a script that was just from you. Now you've got a legal issue with the company because of the disclosure issues and whatever their policies are and the legal ramifications thereof. But then you've also just have an ethical and moral issue, and also a potential career threat, because now you've essentially done something that's unethical, and put the company at risk, right, for being sued or for any other fallout that may come from that. So the bottom line is no. These things are not being scanned at this current moment if you're in the U.S. by the U.S. Copyright Office, but from an ethical and moral perspective, it's my recommendation that you go ahead and fully disclose. And that's how we can move forward and create an ethical environment around the use of AI, which I'm a very big proponent of AI, but it's going to take us being ethical and being moral about it, about how we move forward with it in order to create a situation where AI doesn't get any further negative sort of connotations about it, because of people being shifty or shady about their use of it. It's something that can be used. It's a very helpful tool. It can enhance creativity. It can enhance speed. It can help reduce the time and turnaround of these movies and the cost of creating them, which I think is a crucial thing to the health of our industry, to keep our costs contained so that we can make more movies and provide more wonderful entertainment to the masses around the world that want to watch this stuff. And so in order to move forward in that direction, it is imperative on us, I think, to maintain an ethical approach to everything. But if you have any more questions just about copyright, about your use of it, feel free to ask it in the comments, and I'm always willing to address those. I'm even willing to make videos like this one because of questions that are being asked, and I hope this did clarify a lot of those questions for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you definitely smash that subscribe button. All right, see you next time. Bye.